Janice hated the night shift. As the supervisor at one of the units of Sunrise Groceries, her job was more of a cage than a position of power. At least, that's how she felt most nights. Sure, she was in charge, but it wasn't enough. She had wanted more out of life, more money, more success, more respect. Instead, she was stuck bossing around a bunch of grocery workers in a store on the outskirts of Dreadford. So she took her frustration out on her subordinates. The night had started like any other. A fresh batch of new hires had just come in, a nervous, fresh-faced group who didn't yet know the hell they were walking into. Janice took special pleasure in teaching them the ropes, not out of kindness or mentorship, but as a way to assert herself. She was the boss and they needed to know it. Every snide comment, every impatient correction, every belittling remark was her way of keeping control, of reminding herself that she had power here, even if it was fleeting. Tonight she had a new favorite target, Emily, a timid young woman who seemed terrified of getting anything wrong. Janice had noticed her mistakes right away and pounced. By the time she was done berating Emily for a minor error in restocking, the girl was in tears.
You can cry later. Right now you're here to work. Do your job right, or I'll make sure you don't have one tomorrow.
Janice sneered. Emily nodded, trying to pull herself together, but Janice wasn't satisfied. The night dragged on and Janice found other ways to vent her simmering anger, snapping at a customer for asking too many questions, barking at a stock boy for not moving fast enough. She relished the tiny bit of control she had, though it never felt like enough. As the hours wore on and dawn approached, the store grew quiet. The exhaustion set in, but Janice's irritation never left her. She was still seething about her wasted potential when one of the new hires approached her. The woman moved with a kind of eerie calm, different from how the new employees usually carried themselves. She stood directly in front of Janice, her posture rigid and eyes locked on her.
Janice, we need to talk in private,
she said in a cool, measured tone. Janice bristled.
I'm busy. Whatever you need to say it quickly.
The new hire narrowed her eyes, something stirring behind them. She silently measured the manager from head to toe, as if she was ready to make her coffin. Janice confronted her stare for a moment before she threw her hands in the air in frustration and went back to checking the sales on the computer.
I'm sorry, my mistake. I should have introduced myself first. My name is Elza York, and we need to talk in private now.
Janice slowly turned her head, giving her attention back to the woman dressed as a new hire, as her heart started to slowly climb up her throat in hands with a terrible sense of dread. This wasn't just any employee. She wasn't even part of the night shift team. She was someone Janice had heard rumors about, whispers passed between supervisors and managers over the years, the elusive and feared owner of Sunrise Groceries, known for her ruthless efficiency and her habit of going undercover to observe her staff firsthand. Her manner, her confidence, everything about her suddenly seemed different. That's when Janice's stomach twisted, in a way she hadn't felt in a long time. Janice had always dismissed the stories as urban legend, something to keep the managers on edge. But now, standing in front of her, was Elza York herself. Fear crept up Janice's spine. Her mouth went dry as she struggled to keep her composure.
Ms. York? I didn't realize.
Clearly.
Elza interrupted, her voice smooth but cold. She gestured for Janice to follow her, out of earshot of the remaining staff. With no choice, Janice obeyed, her hands trembling. Once they were alone, Elza turned to face her.
You've been with the company a while, haven't you, Janice?
Elza asked, her tone polite but dripping with something more dangerous.
Yes, Miss York. I've worked hard to...
I've watched you tonight. I've seen how you treat your subordinates, how you interact with customers. You're inefficient and cruel. Emily was trying her best and you broke her down.
Elza continued, her voice cutting through Janice's babbling.
I was just trying to keep things running smoothly. I didn't mean... I can change, please.
Elza stepped closer, her presence overwhelming. Her eyes behind the glasses seemed to bore into Janice's soul.
Smoothly? No. You enjoy being a bully. That much is clear. But here, at Sunrise, we don't have room for people like you in management.
Janice's heart pounded in her ears.
Please, Ms. York, I can do better. I need this job.
Elza smiled, but it wasn't a comforting smile. It was sharp, predatory.
You'll continue to serve Sunrise, Janice, just not in the way you're used to.
Before Janice could even register the change, Elza's expression shattered like glass, her calm professional mask collapsing to reveal something ancient and predatory. Her eyes gleamed with unnatural light, and her lips curled back, exposing fangs that caught the light like polished knives. Janice's breath caught in her throat as she stumbled backward, her mind reeling. Elza stepped forward, her voice low, almost soothing.
You like control. You like feeling powerful. But tonight, you're going to learn what it means to be powerless.
With a swift motion, Elza grabbed Janice by the wrist, pulling her close. Janice tried to scream, but the sound caught in her throat as Elza's fangs pierced her neck. The world spun, her vision darkening as her life drained away, her strength fading. As the blood flowed, Janice's mind drifted into a fog. The last thing she heard was Elza's soft, chilling voice whispering in her ear.
Good night, Janice. You've served your purpose.